Make yourself ready for the biggest amount of new features in Planet Coaster 2 to date. We will have Scaleable Animatronics, a new physics-based platform. The legacy blueprints from Planet Coaster 1 will be returning to the game. The Vector Kids coaster from the last DLC is receiving finally its boomerang mode. The Automax coasters of the last DLC will receive an LSM hold section as well as the chain lift for those of you who want to build the Hyper one. The RMC coasters in game, both hybrid and topped, will receive an LSM edition as well. Several coasters receive a spline overhaul and get the double spline edition. The Mine Trend coaster is becoming woodless because no wooden plank, you know. Anyways, a lot of management overhauls, including prestige and wear and some other adjustment, will be in the game soon. We will receive also alongside this new scenery heat maps for a lot of things for scenery, but also warms and stuff like that, because we will also have new power management, including seasonal impact, for example, for the solar panels. The guest need receive a huge overhaul, including new demands like warmth and dryness, which also includes them being not in queues with higher demands. Same goes for pools and so on. Addition of snow and thunderstorms and including weather updates, finally, that make all the other changes well much needed. We also get the including of lightning and strike and frozen pools, both as new elements to the management as well. We also have seasonal impacts of products, meaning hot products for the winter and cool products for the summer, as well as a shelter demand for rain and coolness, or cools, I should say. Then we also get the Festive returning as a free set for the game and so much more we're gonna talk about now. Oh, yeah, and you've seen that and heard it, but, well, you know, we talk about that soon. Anyways, let's get into some spicy stuff, because, well, as you can imagine, some of what you guys have seen in the last couple seconds as a quickfire has already been roaming around my head for quite some months now. Well, you know the reasons why. I couldn't really talk about that, but oh boy, was that a hard one to not talk about. Let's quickly talk about all the updates in Highlight 8, and as I said earlier, I cannot talk about what else is coming, but you get the info soon, and all I can say is be absolutely excited. Now, with the update we have at hand, this is, and I'm not saying that because I've been there or whatever, this is the biggest free update we've seen to date. And to be fair, of course, now there has been a couple of months in between, so it's not been always just a month between the updates, so of course they had a bit more time to do this. But oh boy, is this an amount of useful, highly requested, and great updates. And oh god, it's very hard to distinguish where I wanted to start, but I want to address the elephant, the freezing elephant in the room, because we get finally snow and weather updates. I'm gonna hold on to my seat until I've really seen them in game, because for completely honest, I haven't seen this when we've been at the studio. We've heard about it, we've talked a lot about that, we've given our feedback, but we haven't seen it. So this is also my first time seeing it, and of course snow, I can already tell immediately looks great, because it basically looks exactly the same as in Planet Zoo, and thank god they have done that, because we all know how great that was in Planet Zoo. But oh boy, I am so freaking excited about that, because they have literally heard all of us, but also listened to a lot of the feedback we've given them at the studios tour, but also in the forums, and I've read all of your comments when I did my videos about weather. Now, finally, weather has a sustainable impact on the game. It's not only about pools that are being frozen, it's also about making an impact on which kind of products are preferred or not. Like simple things that you think we should have had already for a while, because, you know, old games did that pretty well out of the box. But now it's in, and it's really great. It's really amazing. I cannot stress enough how happy I am, and I'll actually get my hands on challenge mode then. And I really do hope that they do this in a nice way and in a logical way when it comes to seasons and not all over the place again. They have a system at hand. They even showed it in the trailer that it seems to be based off of the seasons. They even say that this will be depending on the biome you're in and the season you're in, which is great. It also has an impact in terms of where you place your power outlets, for example. If they're prone to being hit by lightning, being higher up on peaks or so, this is a lot more inefficient. Also, if you put down your solar panels, which was a very nice hack, by the way, put them inside anywhere or so, well, they won't function. And if you put them below trees or so, they will only be half efficient, for example. Or if you use solar panels in a region that has more often thunderstorms and overcloud and you know, stuff like that, they will be not as efficient, and you may have to switch to other more reliable energy sources. This is the kind of stuff people were talking about since the beginning, and also a huge overhaul of guest improvements, changing the guest needs dramatically to making sure that they're not entering a queue with high demand already on drink or so, which will inefficiently make them be negative about a ride, despite the fact you don't really do anything wrong, which has been an issue before. They have also done a rebalancing to prestige and wear and tear, and now with the new options of weather, obviously this has a bigger impact. The same goes for making sure that you do close down certain rides in certain conditions, which, as you can tell on screen right now, having that huge tower running in the thunderstorm may already impede a certain danger of being hit by a lightning. So that makes sense. And also, the guest need for shelter and so on finally becomes relevant in the game. It's been somewhat in the game before, but as I said already a billion times, in Planet Zoo it kind of had a meaning, at least, because people were actively searching for shelter, or actually animals were also searching for shelter, and now you have that. Also, they went that extra step further to also include a dedicated requirement for the guest, which is warmth, and which is the demand for dryness, which is another very cool thing to, well, actually handle a bit more the management stream and not have an OP park by certain things. You've seen people not entering the pool anymore when it's below a certain degree, and you know how much I've moaned about that in the past. There's still one thing, obviously, I will tell you right away. I don't see anyone wearing actual winter clothing, and you know I am fuming inside already, but I'll chill down. Maybe they have a surprise at hand for us. I don't know, by the way. I actually don't think so. I'll give them that feedback right away, and Chris and all the others, if you're watching, you knew that I'll be bringing that up. So here we go. Why not having them clothing in the freaking winter if they're in a biome where there is a freaking winter? That's something I definitely want to say. Anyways, you can see they're even highlighting here the time of day and the weather and so on, so hopefully they see the impact of that actually as an impact. But yeah, you can see how beautiful that is. Also, what I already noticed right away is that also natural lakes and rivers and stuff seem to be frozen as well, which is a nice little detail. Getting the Festive Set for free back again is just ridiculously amazing as well, and oh boy do I love it. And they kind of solved the issue they had on Halloween. You know, people were rightfully so saying, yeah, but what about a bit of spooky stuff and stuff? If you don't even give us a spooky update, why not just at least a bit of free updates, you know? And here we go. Festive season, we cannot complain. We do get a proper festive set over here, which is great. So that means whenever there will be a DLC in the future, they cannot miss out on the festive stuff, because they have delivered on that and at least made people a little more happy than previously maybe. And I am very happy about this as well. Now, there are going to be very cool things to reveal soon, but I want to keep talking about this update, because that's not even been all. One thing specifically I didn't know about, and I was so happy to see, is the improvements of several legacy, or I should say base game coasters, not legacy, but also the return of the legacy blueprints is amazing, which raises a couple questions, but more about it in a second. But the fact that they added this is really great, and including the fact that they're going back to old rides gives me a lot of hope, because I have still a lot of feedback on old rides, especially now they did touch the mine train for a split second. I hope they were saying switch tracks is coming to mine trains as well, and if you're listening, Frontier, please do add switch tracks to mine trains, because they are pretty much important for us. But I want to be already a bit more criticizing, or not negative, but like, I don't know, hesitant, but I cannot, because this update feels incredibly sustainable, incredibly well thought of, incredibly focused on what the community really asked for. And yes, there will be specific demands all out there, you know. I'm a building person, I'm a builder, but this update wouldn't even be perfect for me. But I know how many people have been requesting coaster updates, have been requesting management updates, and obviously, I think the one thing where we all agree on is the weather, that this has finally become I guess, relevant, hopefully so. I am, as you can tell, very positively surprised by that update. Again, I did know about a couple things, but really just a few of them. There's so much in here I've never heard of before, and this is absolutely amazing. I can only tell you that they have already. As soon as I'm able to really talk about that, I'll be talking you through. But I can already ensure they have listened to a certain amount of feedback from us, because I already spotted a couple of things that definitely have been adjusted down to feedback we have talked about. So that is really cool to see, and I'm saying that because so many of you guys have been still commenting, oh my god, RIP Planet Coaster 2, now Planet Zoo announcement, and so on. They will not focus on. If this is the quality of free updates we can expect at least throughout the entire next year, we are in for an insanely amazing Planet Coaster 2 at the end of the year 2026. I mean, it's not even the first update of the year 2026. It's the last one of this year, so it's basically the last one to kind of fill the circle, because let's say the launch wasn't really a fix, was it? So this is at least the last of the full 1 year circle after launch, and this will bring the game into a state that is just really, really damn good. And I really lose my cool at the moment if people still say this is like garbage and I play Planko 1 because it's so much better. Literally, tell me one single thing from the first game that is better than the second game. Like one single thing, and the only thing you cannot mention is obviously a ride or so we don't have, because that's an unfair comparison. But there's literally nothing in Planet Coaster 1 you couldn't do in Planet Coaster 2 better, or at least equally. So with a way better graphics, with way better improved overall performance, which I think is a like a feature, or actually a thing we talk too little about, because the performance of this game has been really good for me personally. And I don't know about console, maybe they focus on console more in the future, but I can't really judge it. Anyways, I don't want to start rambling too much. I wanted to say more meaningful things, so I'll wrap this up over here. You can tell I am extremely positively surprised, and we will be obviously going through the entire changelog and stuff as soon as it's out, and I'll do another video on it, because I think this update is way more important than it seems like at the moment. This is such a massive improvement of the base game again, and not like hinting at something new and just refining certain things for a certain update, which sometimes has been the case in the past. This is a mega update for everyone basically, but also for the management sim players and so on. I cannot wait to have my hands on it and really test out if they found the right balance right now, because obviously that's something we always have to wait for, especially with Frontier games. I love you guys, but we all know that sometimes the balancing is a bit messed up. So yeah, festive season, snow, all perfect. I would love to have had that last year already, but this year felt like I don't know, just gone in a second. Guys, I'm so excited. This is going to be a perfect update for me personally, a perfect way to end the year of Planko 2. I'm so excited. I'm still loving the game. I'm starting to love it more and more, and hopefully you too. And if there's anyone out there watching this video to this point in time, and you have turned your back on this game and you still made it to this video, please do me a favor and give it a try. Give it another try, and for all of you who have been uncertain so far, give it a try. If you still feel this is not right for you, fine, just trash it again, go rude in the comments and say how bad it is, but give it a try now. This game just changed so massively, and I'm so happy about this, to not see another City Skylines 2 situation, because I would argue Planet Coaster 2 is already in a better state than City Skylines 2 is. Well, you know, do with that information what you want, but I'm going to end this with that one. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and be excited